It's because I'm rushing. You shouldn't rush when it comes to clay. Okay. So, if I'm wanting to add texture to my clay walls, which part of your requirements of your slab pieces is going to add some kind of surface to the outside of your walls. There's a variety of ways to do it. Anything that you can press into clay is fair game. So maybe it's a piece of evergreen from outside that you can lay on here and gently press it into your clay and pull it out, and you've got that evergreen impression in your clay. Maybe it's these little doilies that I buy at Michael's. I usually will put this down before I cut out my pieces, but I find that I kind of like to do it this way. After I cut out my pieces, I'm going to move my clay because it's really wet. And I'm just going to lay my doily on, and I'm gently going to press it in. Don't press it so hard that you're going to distort your piece of clay that you just cut out. Just gently. I can use my fingers too and gently press, just like that. Then I can lift it out, and I've got my texture on my clay surface. You can also use these texture rollers that's in the cabinet here. There's like 4 different ones that maybe I want to put a belt. I could do this before I cut it out, but I'm just going to roll it, and I've got, you know, this texture on my wall. See? And so then when I assemble it, I've kind of distorted it a little bit, but I can clean all that up. I can clean this edge up after this gets leather hard. I can just take an X-Acto blade and cut that off. And then I've taken away the plainness of those clay walls, because it's boring, right? Okay? I have these foam presses that maybe I want, you know, that kind of design. I can press it into my clay. I'll just press it into the base. And I'll have that pattern on my clay with this. Okay? So, to add these walls, same thing as you all know, scoring and slipping. When was the only time we didn't score and slip?
Coil.
Yeah. The only time was when we made our coil bowls. You will be needing to score and slip this. Okay? So I've got kind of a pretty texture. I'm going to put that at the bottom of my box. So I'm going to score and slip the sides and along the bottom. And don't mess, these are pretty solid pieces of clay, so I'm holding these pretty, you know, casually, but be careful that you don't ruin your pieces by, you know, manhandling them. I'm going to press this together, and as I'm building it, I want to make sure my box stays in proportion, that I don't have something like this or something like this. You can also take your wooden dowel and tap it gently. Press it. I like pressing it better than tapping it personally. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this clay on top. I'm going to smooth it together. Everywhere I have a connection, I'm going to be pulling clay and smoothing it, because it needs to stay together. So I'm just using my thumb right now, my index finger, and I'm just going to pull this clay over just to hold it for me for right now. And then I'm going to clean this all up, because that's ugly. Cleaning it up might be with a rasping tool or a rib tool. Taking a rib and cleaning all that up, okay? Make sure the bottom, if I wanted to, I could add a little coil there inside. And then you might want to if you want it to stay together, not pull apart. Things dry, they pull apart. Then I'm going to add my next wall. This is a bigger box than I ever anticipated. And I'm building on the side of my base, right down here. And what stage of clay am I working with?
Greenware.
Green or leather. Either one would work. Okay, put my wall on. I don't care about these outer edges yet. I just want to get it together nicely and neatly. Press. Pull your clay over these corners. And now notice I have a really high corner. I'm okay with that for right now, but I am going to pull that clay over it. I would take a rib tool next and pull this clay over these seams and clean it up, as I mentioned. And I've built my box. Okay. Carson, can you grab me a rib tool, please? They're by the sink, where they always are. So I just want to make sure all these connections are pressed together really well. Now, if your clay is not dry, dry it with a hairdryer. Roll it out. Dry it first before you cut your pieces. Okay? So when I'm taking my rib tool, I'm holding it pretty short to the corner, and I'm just going to pull some clay upward. I'm going to go sideways. I'm going to go up that corner because I don't like those corners. And I got some cleaning to do. Okay. So you see the difference between putting texture on a side and then a side with nothing. It's pretty blah. I mean, when you have something on it, it adds a little character. Okay? You could do cutouts like this box here. Let your clay get leather hard and you draw it on with pencil, and then take an X-Acto blade and you can do cutouts and do a candle holder. These are just hole punch tools. And this student actually footed it. They flipped it upside down and they trimmed that clay around and did some reductive carving to add a little foot on it. And I think that's really, really pretty. Okay? You're doing, like I said, a lid. I'm halfway. I'm almost there. I could put flatness, put another piece of my bigger wall on top, and make a lid. Score and slip it on, and then decide what kind of shape lid I want. You got to go down far enough to cut, and that it won't fall off either. This is one option you could do. This person here, I love that they use ladybugs for the side and did those little impression tools that I have that are purple or blue in there, and did these little flowers on it. And there's her lid. She did half circles for her lid on both sides. Okay? And that turned out good. So, for slab, we have 3 projects required. You're going to do 2 geometric shapes, a box and a round cylinder. And then you're going to do a container for your coasters. Same process, folks, except you're going to have a round base. And you're going to roll out 1 long piece instead of squares. You're going to score and slip the top of your circle. And you're going to add your wall around. Okay? I want you to take your time with these slab pieces because they will pull apart as they're drying if you haven't made those connections, score and slipping and smoothing. Okay? And I think seniors, that should be about all the time seniors will have to get work done, to get those projects done. We will have a written final, by the way, folks.